Thank you. Be seated.
Ma'am, would you please give us your full name and spell your last name?
Leticia, Orsley, O-R-S-L-E-Y.
How about spelling your first name?
L-A-T-I-C-I-A.
Very good. And what's your trade, vocation, occupation?
I'm a housewife now.
Okay, all right. How many children do you have, if any?
2,
Okay, how old are they?
32 and 29.
Now, do you know an individual by the name of Kenan Ivery?
Yes,
And is Kenan sitting right here at the trial table?
yes.
How long have you known Kenan?
About 30 years.
And that would be since he's about 5 or 6. Does that sound familiar?
Yes,
All right. Do you know other members of his family?
yes, I know all of them.
All right. And which member of the family, if you can differentiate, do you know best?
I know Kenan, his mom, his dad.
All right. How close are you to his mom?
She's like my sister.
Okay. And would you attend family functions or events with respect to Kenan and his family?
Yes,
How many, or typically, what family events would you attend with respect to Kenan and his family?
birthday parties, just family gatherings, holidays.
In terms of Kenan himself, during the years since he's like 5 or 6 years old, have you had much contact with him over the years?
Yes,
Do you know if Kenan has any children?
yes.
And how many children does he have?
He has 2 sons, I believe.
Okay. And their approximate ages?
I think one is like maybe 10 and the other one is like 12 or 13.
Okay. Do you know what the oldest one's name is?
Kenan.
Like a junior?
No, he's Kenan Spencer Ivory.
Okay. And your other son, do you know his name?
Dominic.
Now, with respect to Kenan and his 2 sons, have you ever had a chance to see Kenan interact with his 2 sons?
Yes,
On
numerous
occasions or numerous occasions?
occasions.
All right. How does he act with his sons?
Really good. He's a good dad. Great dad. He interacts with them very well. They seem to be crazy about him. You know, really close with their dad.
Does he exhibit, you've got a couple children, correct?
Yes,
All right. In your opinion, does he exhibit appropriate parenting skills with his 2 boys?
yes.
How so?
Like, he goes to all their sporting events. You know, he encourages them when they're not behaving themselves properly. He actually can kind of just give them a look, like, and then they, you know, get it together.
The look was enough?
Yeah. He doesn't even have to raise his voice. He at them.
Approximately 4 years ago, the family suffered a loss. Do you recall that time?
Yes,
And that loss was Henry.
yes.
How did the family take it?
It was very painful. Very, very painful.
How did the mother take it, for instance?
As a mother myself, she took it as good as she could have taken it, but she fell apart like a mother would, like I would if I lost my child. She was emotional.
Is she still suffering from that loss?
Yes.
And in terms of Kenan, do you recall how he took that loss?
He took it, it was very painful for him. He was strong, but it was hard for everybody. He didn't like lash out and act crazy or anything, but he was really, really hurt. He was deeply hurt. That was his baby brother.
How did, if you know, how did he, keep control of the family or the friends of the family with respect to Kenan being passing away?
He comforted like his mom as much as he could. He was with his dad. He was excellent with his nieces and nephews, especially his brother's kids, and his brother's girlfriend at the time, which was pregnant with their third child. He really looked out for her. He comforted her. He let her know that he would be there for them no matter what.
Right. We have a photo here up on the screen. Do you recognize the people in that photo?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that some of the people, particularly the small children, some of those are Henry's children?
Yes, 2 of them are Henry's children.
Once Henry passed away, who was the main role model in their lives?
Kenan and their grandfather.
And how did they watch out for, I think it was 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
They would always go check on them when they needed something. They would buy it. They would be at their school functions, just everything. Everything that they needed them to be part of that their dad couldn't be, Kenan and his dad and all of us stepped in.
Ma'am, thank you. The prosecutors might have a couple of words for you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can sit down.
That's fine. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Good
I
idea.
do. You take yourself on your oath. And then just remember, even though there is a microphone, you want to point it actually towards you. Pull it towards you. There you go. And remember, when you speak, to project with your voice, okay?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Man, one thing that the judge said, you could play substance abuse all the way back to the morning to hear you, okay? Give us your name, spell your first and last name in the court reporter.
My name is Georanne, Georgeann, and I have 2 last names. It's a hyphenated name, Terry, Terry, hyphen Webb, W-E-B-B.
And where do you live?
West Akron.
Okay, and what do you do?
I'm a registered nurse.
And are you currently a registered nurse at a specific place?
Yes.
Okay, where at?
For health insurance.
Okay. Do you know this person sitting right here?
Yes.
How do you know
Through his mom.
him? And tell people on the jury the relationship between you and his mom.
We met about 15, 20 years ago when we were participating in a program called Mother to Son program, Both of us were divorced, and we participated in a program to strengthen our relationships with our sons and to help them cope through that process.
Okay, to help kids cope through the
Yes.
process. Okay. And did you guys hit it off immediately?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Became good friends?
Yes, we were good friends. Mm-hmm.
Have you remained best friends or good friends to this day?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You said you met her, I think you said, you just said 15 years ago or
Yes.
so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you know Kenan for those 15 years?
I would see him off and on. I saw her more than him. At gatherings, I would see him whenever she had any parties or celebrations. Recently, he would be there.
Okay. The family has a lot of family get-togethers, correct?
Yes.
And even though you're not a family member, you're kind of an extended family member of that marriage.
Correct.
All right. When Kenan would come to these family functions, birthdays, Thanksgivings, graduations, things like that, would he come alone?
No.
Who would he come with?
He come with his children and his fiance.
Okay. So you've seen him interact with his children?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I do. Mhm. I have a son who's 30 years old and a daughter 27.
Okay. How would you understand the importance, because I think you said you were going through a divorce, you went through a program because
Yes.
the relationship with your son, because the father figure may not be there, correct?
Correct, or they may have been having a hard time just coping.
Okay.
Mhm.
How would you describe Kenan as a dad at the time you see him interact with either, well, let's just say with his kids?
Very patient, very loving. I've never seen him raise his voice, talk harsh, any of that.
What are his kids like?
Very respectful, obedient.
Okay.
Mhm.
Respectful.
Yes.
About 4 years ago, actually 4 years next, not quite 4 years ago, you know Henry passes away, correct?
Correct.
And again, you were close to the family, but maybe closest to Cynthia's mom, right?
Yes.
Did you see how the death of Henry, impacted his mom?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, 2 or 3 days prior to Henry being killed, I was at her house and Henry was there, and it was a really good visit. He sat around and talked with his mom, and then 3 days later, I get a call saying that he had been murdered. And Cynthia, it's just heart-wrenching, hollering, screaming, it's just unbelievable. Just something you never want to hear as a mom, not at all.
And in the 4 years since that time, you remained friends?
Yes, yes.
Has she recovered?
No, it's something she relives every day, over and over. Every day she is reminded of what has happened, and it has never been resolved. The murderer has never been brought to justice.
Yeah.
Georgianne, they may have some questions for you, so we'll just sit there for a second.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can step down. swear the testimony given will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Consider yourself on the road. You can have a seat right there. So just pull that microphone in front of you and make sure it's pointed at your mouth, actually. Bend it so it's pointed at your mouth, and then remember to keep your voice up when you speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, would you give us your full name and spell your first and last name?
Full name is Israel Christian Rory III. First name spelled Israel. Last name Rorie.
Sir, are you an Akron resident?
I am.
And what is your trade, vocation, or occupation?
I'm a banker for First Merit Bank and a former
What do you
Marine.
do for First Merit Bank, as a banker? What's your job description?
I provide loan documents for personal bankers so that their customers can sign.
Okay. What's the extent of your education?
Actually, I'm in school right now. Continuing my second semester at Stark State for electrical engineering.
Right, can you speak up just a little when you talk, okay?
I apologize.
Thank you.
Do you have any military service?
Yes, I do.
What's that?
6 years, honorable Marine Corps, one combat tour to Afghanistan.
Simple thought.
Iraq.
You have an honorable discharge?
Yes.
And what you do in Afghanistan?
Retrograde gear back to the United States.
Now, with respect to a person by the name of Kenan Ivery, you know a person by the name of Kenan Ivery?
Yes, I do.
Is that the individual sitting here at the trial table?
Yes.
How long have you known Kenan Ivery?
I've known Kenan since I was 19, so about 9 years.
Do you have any relationship with Kenan or his family?
Yes, I do.
And how's that?
I am his sister's, I have a child with his sister.
And with his sister being Janae?
Yes.
And how old is the child?
She is 6.
What's her name?
Jordan.
Now, with respect to Kenan Ivery, in the last 9 years, have you been close to him?
I have.
And is part of that closeness because of your relationship with Janae?
Yes.
So you're a father, and have you had a chance to watch Kenan as a father?
Yes, sir, all the time.
And in terms of being a father, how many children does Kenan have?
He has 2.
Okay, and their names?
Spencer, or Kenan, and then Dominic.
Now, how have you seen Kenan interact with his boys?
Just like any active father has, or would, spending time, buying clothes, anything that they need.
Since you've known Kenan for about 9 years, do you know other members of his family?
Yes, I do.
All right. And do you know his brother Marlon?
Yes, I do.
All right. Did you know his brother Henry?
Very well.
Did Henry have any children?
Yes, he did.
And Henry passed away almost 4 years ago.
That's correct.
Correct?
Yes.
And were you around at that point in time?
I was just leaving my unit that day, and it was around 1:30. I actually talked to him because my cousin was celebrating his birthday, and I called Henry, and I wanted him to come out with us to hang out, and then he never showed up, and about 1:30 around that time, his sister called me crying, and immediately I thought something may have happened to Jordan, and then she told me it was Henry, and when I found out, I arrived at the scene and saw him.
That was over on Store Avenue
Yes, it was.
on the near west side,
Yes.
Common Road.
Yes.
What type of impact was that loss on specifically Kenan?
It was a huge impact. It was, I mean, for me, I'm not even like family. And it was a huge impact on myself because Henry was like a best friend of me. So when Kenan lost, when Kenan and his family lost Henry, it was huge. And still today, everyone's still trying to cope with that.
How does his mother cope?
Not well, like it happened yesterday.
How would your family man, how would you qualify Kenan in terms of the family?
A better dad than myself.
Thank you, sir. No question.
Thank you, Mr. Rowley. Please sit down. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Consider yourself under oath and have a seat right there. All right, now pull that microphone in front of you so that it actually points at you, like you can bend it. There you go. And then remember to keep your voice up when you speak, okay? You have to project. All right, thank you.
Sir, would you give us your full name and spell your first and last name?
Marquise Teron Barnhart, MarquisBarnhart.
Mr. Barnhart, how old are you?
32.
And what's your trade, vocation, occupation?
I'm currently on disability right now.
And do you have any children?
Yes,
How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Their names and ages, please.
Ariana 6 and Marquise 5.
What's your disability, sir?
When I was 19, I got into an accident, damaged my leg. I got a metal rod in my leg and some screws.
Is that prevention from working?
Yes,
In terms of a person by the name of Kenan Ivery, is Kenan Ivery forward?
yes,
Is he sitting here in South Day?
yes.
How long have you known Kenan Ivery?
About 30 years.
So is it fair to say you grew up with him?
Yes.
In terms of Mr. Ivery and his family, do you know what type of relationship he has with his family?
He had a close relationship with his family.
He has how many brothers and sisters?
He had 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
And one of those brothers is gone.
Yes.
Do you recall when his brother was lost?
Yes.
How much of an impact did that have on the family, and then specifically on Kenan?
Had an impact on all of us. On Kenan, Kenan was the oldest out of, his brothers and his sisters, but, I looked at him as an older brother, and so did my little brother did. So, Kenan was like who we all looked up to. So, like, losing Henry that was so young, you know, we never expected nothing like that to happen to one of us.
Specifically, can you recall how Kenan reacted?
Very angry and hurt.
Did he do anything dramatic about that?
I want to say that's probably the first time I ever seen him cry.
Did he try to keep, was he looking for any type of revenge, or was he trying to keep the family together?
He was mostly keeping everybody together. I mean, that was a time that, you know, a lot of us was kind of angry and wanted revenge, and he was like different about it.
How was he different?
Well, the night that it happened, more different, like just trying to keep people. I remember him still trying to keep us laughing, making jokes. I want to say the night that it happened, it was like, I think all of us was just like in a hurt state. We was in a shocking state. Very, like, kind of like it's unreal.
Like Kenan wasn't preaching revenge or
No.
going out and looking for somebody hurting him?
No.
Was he more a counseling type person, let's keep the lid on type thing?
I would say.
Have you ever seen Kenan with his or something?
Say that again?
Have you ever seen Kenan being around his or something?
Oh, yes.
How's he act around his or something?
I want to say like he was loving, funny, because, I mean, that's how I remember him. He just always kind of like telling jokes or laughing, and he's strict on his kids, and I'd say he give them a lot of attention from what I see.
You're a father, correct?
Yes,
You've got a son, correct?
yes,
Would you consider Kenan's parenting skills to be appropriate?
yes,
If you've known Kenan for about 25, 30 years,
30.
other members of the family?
Say that one more time.
If you've known Kenan for 25 or 30 years, do you know other members of the family?
Yes,
Do you know his mother?
yes.
How does she react to his brother being lost?
She was very hurt. All she kept saying is, Henry never did anything to nobody. Henry never did anything to nobody. When he was still laying there, because we all came to the scene, when they was like taking him away, she was just thinking like he was going to go to the hospital, meaning like that it was not over with, that he was still somehow alive.
It's difficult to accept.
Yes.
How does she feel about it today, if you know?
We don't talk about it much. So I would have to just say that from what I observed, that she still kind of feel the same. I think she accepts that he's gone, but I know it's very hard on her.
Sir, thank you. One of the prosecutors might. No question.
I think Ms. Barnhart, you can tell.
Judge, we can mark, but we might not.
All right, go ahead. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our lunch break now. I guess there's some more witnesses that are coming right after lunch. And so I'm going to give you I'm going to give you an hour and 15 minutes, so that'll be, how does that work, 12:50? All right, so I'm going to remind you not to discuss this case amongst yourselves, nor permit anyone to discuss it in your presence. Don't investigate this, don't talk to anyone related to the case in any way, and, don't make any final decisions until you've heard all the evidence. Just leave those notebooks on your chairs, and be back in the jury room at 10 minutes till 1. All right?